What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for episode 3 of the Instagram Unpopular Opinions, mixing it up in the kind of duo that we're doing it today. It is me and Slav. You ready for this one?
Hello. I'm ready. You ready?
You ready? I'm ready.
You ready? I'm ready.
Let's get into it. First one is from Spurs THFC 1882 fan page, and he says, Tanganga is the most underrated defender in the world. That is definitely an unpopular opinion.
I mean, hasn't he only played about 6 games?
Yeah, literally.
Is he?
I think, nah. You can't say that, can you?
I think he's a good young defensive prospect. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, he's overrated.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people saying, you know, he's the next best thing since Ledley King and all that. And
a lot of the times
after a few good performances, you know, I don't want to put him down too much, but we haven't seen enough of him.
He's been at fault a couple of times as well.
Yeah. Which is to be expected from a young defender.
But he's not the most underrated defender in the world.
All right. Sorry, mate, but we don't agree with that one. Next up, Matthew_Mills, and he says Ben Davies is one of the most underrated left-backs in the Premier League defensively.
I mean, Sim and I covered that in episode 2 to an extent. He's a good left-back. He's a 7 out of 10 left-back. No one...
But a lot of people give him shit, like week in, week out. But defensively, would you say he's one of the best left-backs in the league?
Yeah, but then he always has a lapse of concentration here and there, and it's just frustrating because if he was to cut that out, he really would be a very consistent defender. And I think he's just solid. He's just a good, solid defender. I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's underrated. I just don't. He's just not that. He just doesn't stand out. He's very plain, I think, is the word.
Yeah, it's like, you always know what you're going to get with Ben Davies, 6 or 7 out of 10
every week. It's like plain pasta. Like, it's
just
fine.
Pasta with a bit of tomato sauce, that's it.
It's fine. It'll do the job. It's good.
All right, next, HMCVEY20, and he says, if Spurs sign a few decent players in the right places and Liverpool drop off, we have a genuine shot at the title.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't even think it's about other teams dropping off because they're also just going to get stronger. But I think with the players, if we can bring in right back, a backup striker, we signed a good third choice goalie, we signed a good defensive midfielder, maybe even a couple more in as well. There's no reason why not.
The thing is, that comment's a bit like, if my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is, but... We have said for a while that it was going to be a painful rebuild, and it's sort of coming together a bit. I do think that we've got the right tools in place to sort of really challenge.
Yeah, we've got the foundations. There is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, we've got I think he's right when he says we have a genuine shot. I think we do have a genuine shot. He's not sitting there saying if we sign the right players, we're going to win the title.
But we would have a shot at the title.
I think we can if we have a good start to the season and we're consistent. We defend.
How do you match us up to the squads of like Chelsea and Man United?
Well, if you look at
or Man City even.
The thing is, all of these teams, their defences really aren't great. Chelsea's defence is worse than Arsenal's.
Yeah.
United's defence isn't great. It's all, I think,
everyone's got a good attack.
There's no point in having all these. You can score 9 goals a game, but you're going to concede 9. The balance. I mean, Chelsea. Everyone's probably sitting there saying Chelsea are going to win the league. They've got Werner. They're about to get Havertz. They bought Ziyech. Yeah, but they've also got no balance in their squad. They've still got the same horrendous
still early
back
on
four,
in the window, you know what I mean?
And it's still early on in the window. But right now, I do agree to an extent with what HMCVY. Hey, please change your. But I do agree with what he's saying to an extent. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Royce360, and he said we would have had a better season if we would have signed Dybala. Yes, you are right.
Yeah, I mean, we would have had a better season if Ronaldo and Messi were up front. We didn't sign him.
All right, there's one for stating the obvious, you know what I mean?
So thank you.
Thank you for stating the obvious.
We would have had a better season if we didn't defend like we had issue. Well, I don't even know what to use as a metaphor or an example. We would have had a better season if we knew how to defend.
Well, you could also say we would have had a better season if Kane and Son didn't get injured.
We would have had a better season if we had a defensive midfielder. We would have had a better season if Poch stayed or if Jose was at the beginning. Like it's If like you said, if my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle.
All right, let's move on. Jude_Flavel, and he says Gazaniga was bad for us this season, and signing Hart was very smart by Levy.
I wouldn't say it was bad. He's a number 2 goalie.
Yeah,
and he's number 2 for a reason.
But you know what? he comes into the team and everyone straight away after a few good performances are shouting for him to overtake Hugo Lloris as number one. And then he puts in a string of performances where it doesn't fill us with the most confidence. So I think that's what he's talking about.
Signing Hart was smart by Levy, yes. Gazaniga was bad for us this season, no.
I don't think Gazaniga.
I think it'll be an interesting battle for number 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you have to remember, Hart couldn't get a game at Burnley.
Yeah, and he got dropped by West Ham.
So exactly. So it's not like we've just signed prime Joe Hart. He's been brought in for the homegrown quota and for the mentality, not for playing. But
yeah, I think
I'd rather have Joe Hart than Michel Vorm.
Yeah, but you would say that Gazaniga for sure is number 2 and Hart's number 3.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Alex the Manny, and he says Lucas should become a right back.
No.
No? Well, he put in a few string of performances on the wing. I think
he's too far into his career now to maybe be. Well, I don't know. You look at Jesus Navas; he's now a right back.
Mm-hmm. But you remember those string of performances at the back end of last season when we started playing really well, where Lucas Moura was putting in those proper dog-fighting performances.
Yeah,
he was doing a lot of good defensive work.
He's good in the air. He's good. He's good work rate, great feet. He can
I don't
deliver.
think this is too far off. I think he could do that.
Off. It would. I don't know, but he's not a right back. Though he's. I don't think you can be playing right winger and then as a striker and then suddenly go to a right back. I think there's a lot. I think the thing is with a right back. I think people forget the main job of a right back is to defend, not to attack.
But I don't think his defensive displays.
But it's about man marking. It's about sticking
true.
to your man.
That's
It's about standing up to your man. Like if you've got Wilfried Zaha running at Lucas Moura, I mean, who are you gonna back?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Well, let us know what you
can
think.
Be argued.
Can Lucas Moura become a right back? Is that his kind of future in the team? Because obviously we've got Bergwijn. There's rumours of us still going for another right winger as well.
Leon Bailey.
Yeah, if only. But look, let's move on. Luke J. Green, 23, and he says, unpopular opinion, everyone does not realise that we've been very good since lockdown, except the 2 losses, but we drew to United and they haven't lost in a long, long time. So
who did we lose to other than Sheffield United after the lockdown?
No, that's it. That's the only team we lost to.
2 losses. Am I missing one?
No, I think that was it, wasn't it? We drew to Bournemouth and we lost to Sheffield United and we drew to United.
Anyway,
what he's saying is we've been good since the lockdown.
I wouldn't say we've been very good. I would say we've been consistent.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say we've been better.
Yeah, I agree with that. If we put the Sheffield United and Bournemouth performances aside and results aside, you would say we've been good.
Yeah.
Them in the mix, you say we've been better.
Yeah, I know. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. All right, Billy Rob 491. He says, I really want to know why Serge Aurier is still allowed to play for us. I stand by the fact I believe he is one of the worst right backs in the league without a question. I also think Danny Rose should be playing ahead of Ben Davis. Ben Davis is not good enough. Let's start with Serge Aurier.
He's not the worst right back in the league.
I mean, stats say he's one of the best.
Yeah,
one of the better right backs.
I just think he's so poor defensively sometimes that we're having to play a lopsided back 3 or 4 with him halfway up the pitch, and then you've got 3 Ben Davis tucking in, then you've got 3.
What sort of right back's not allowed in your own half?
Yeah, it doesn't work. He's not trustworthy enough, and I sort of agree to an extent. He's not the worst right back in the league, but we need an upgrade.
We need an upgrade, yeah.
And Danny Rose, I don't ever want to see play for us again.
But you say that, but
No.
why?
No.
Why?
Every game he played made a mistake. Every single one.
Yeah, but you say if Jose can get him back fit and get his
mind.
He's
got a wrong mentality.
Yeah,
he's
but
got no interest.
If he can get his mind on it, then why not?
He tried.
He's saying
Jose
he
Mourinho
wants
got
to play
rid of him
for
for a
Tottenham.
reason.
He's saying he wants to play for Tottenham again.
All right, well,
he was one of the best left backs in the league
Tottenham.
when he was on top form.
No.
Yeah, he was.
No, as in I don't want him to play. I agree with that, but that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, but he's not that old.
He's what? He's in his 30s now.
30, 31, yeah.
No, not
one more year.
He's been at the club. No, he's been at the club. He's been at the club for 10 years or something, and we didn't win anything. It's enough. This is what I mean. This is the mentality. This is why so many of players have got to go.
Yeah, we're not. Harry Kane's been at the club for 10 years without winning anything.
Okay,
as well.
You know that's different though. It's not. He's got the wrong mentality. It's not. I want to win. He's not going to take us to the next level. It's time to be
Ben
done.
Davis?
No, but we don't need to spend money on a left back when he's fine for a season.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
what's wrong with Dennis Sirkin? Why not give him a chance?
Well, we've never seen him play, so
he's got massive rave reviews. I'm sorry, Danny Rose isn't good enough. No chance.
All right.
There's no place for sentiment anymore. And every time he also slagged us off in every interview ever.
Yeah, but most of the interviews you say he was spot on.
Still, it's just you don't say that if you're a player. You don't come out and say that. No, it's time for that. There's a reason we got rid of him in January. Do not want Danny Rose.
Time for Danny Rose to go.
Yeah.
All right. Ollie_Powell. He says the only way we'll ever see the best Dele Alli again is if he is sold.
Not necessarily.
Do you think he fits into a 4-3-3?
No, but I do think he fits into the team, and I think he's a good squad player.
4-2-3-1. Especially with the amount of games coming up at the start of the season.
Dele Alli's a great footballer.
Yeah.
Really is.
And he's also, when he's off form, he can always find that goal or that assist in the middle of nothing.
Although if we did get 80 million for him, I would accept it.
Would you take 60?
No. Maybe.
50?
Depends who it's from. 50, no, but 60 maybe. It depends who it's 60 from abroad, probably.
60 from abroad. Let's say to a Premier League rival. Let's say Man United come in for him. What's the max minimum you would take?
80 from a Premier League
rival,
yeah.
Never getting 80 for Dele Alli.
You say that. Harry Maguire was £80 million.
Yeah, he was.
And Jadon Sancho's going for £120 million.
Yeah, but Jadon Sancho is head and shoulders above Dele Alli at the moment.
Yeah, but Dele Alli is still he's got the numbers to back him up.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Find me a player of his position at his age who have got 50 Premier League goals.
Exactly. So I don't think we should sell him anyway.
All right. Let's move on to Robin Cooper, 2006. Lucas Moura has played better in matches this season than Son, but Son has a better end product.
I mean, Son does have a better end product.
I think there's actually legs to that because I think Lucas Moura has definitely been one of our better players this year. I know Son has got us out of trouble loads of times, but in a lot of those games he goes missing.
Yeah. No, I see his point. I wouldn't say he's played better. I'd say he's been more involved.
He definitely works harder.
Yeah, works harder, more involved, wants the ball more. Son, I do think Son's also quite. For someone that's both-footed, he's quite predictable. I think at times. You
think so?
I'm not. It's a difficult one to explain. It's got legs on that.
I think since Jose Mourinho's come, Lucas Moura could be our best player since Jose's come.
I wouldn't say he's been our best player, but one of them, yeah.
Because the way he works for the team, I know he doesn't.
I think it is all about end product as well, though.
It is,
especially as a forward player.
But that brings us back to Dele Alli as well, because he goes missing in games, but then he produces the goods.
Yeah.
So, do you agree with it?
I wouldn't say all season. I would say since the restart, I would agree with that.
Okay. Next up, STX Fins. I don't know, maybe Stevens. Sticks Fins. This is the last one, by the way, and it is if we make all our targeted signings, we can be serious title contenders. Well, we answered that a bit earlier.
And we're also got to remember we support Tottenham. And if we make all of our targeted signings, I think we've said that every year since 1930.
So that means if we get Dybala in, if we get
let's see who we bring in. I do
get them all in.
Like we said before, it's possible. We need to make the signings, I think, first, and go from there. I think it's possible. Yeah. Let's just wait and see, and let's not jump the gun.
All right. There you have it. That is the Unpopular Opinions episode 3 Instagram edition. Check out tomorrow for episode 4. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, COYS Spurs.